beautiful spirit of a goddess, and I couldn't help but notice that you embody a modern
Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video. If you don't already know, my name is Brianna and I'm the owner of a small online store. I'm gonna go ahead and put it right over here so that you can follow us and keep up with us. We do giveaways, lots of sales, so make sure to follow because you're not gonna want to miss any of that goes on. So on today's video, we're going to be talking about all of the hard things that I had to go through with Ladyjo, meaning friendships, financial areas, clothes, boutiques, switching over everything. We're talking literally everything that I had to go through because I wanted to be real and honest and open so that you guys know the person that I am. Guys, really quickly before we start the video, I want to apologize that I don't have my eyebrows done, I don't have makeup on, but I thought it was fitting for this video because if I'm going to be open and raw about everything, that means that my face and everything is going to be true to who I am as a person without makeup, especially because with makeup, I'm a completely different person. I don't look like this with makeup. Okay, so moving on to the video, guys. The question that I get asked a lot the most and I get DM'd about on our Instagram page is how much money did you start Ladyjo with? And I'm going to be totally honest with you because I did not have a lot of money and I started Ladyjo with $800 with the help of my husband, my family, meaning my grandparents. It's been a really interesting roller coaster, especially with the money because $800 in my eyes and in other people's like companies like that started up their own business, $800 is nothing, but I made it work, and this is how I did it. So I made sure to get all my licenses first, right? Because all my money had to go to my licenses, my permissions, anything that needed to be done for tax safety. I needed to do that first. Second of all, I needed to get supplies to ship out all of our stuff to you guys, because if I didn't do that, how are you guys gonna get the product? So slowly all of those little knickknacks here and there started to add up. I had about $450 left over to buy product, and I'm thinking at this point that product is going to be really like affordable. I've already started looking at things that I wanted to bring in back then when I first started, and I had already a budget of $400, $450, and so that's what I was working with. But the catch was that every vendor that I liked had different things. There wasn't just one vendor that I wanted to buy off of, and shipping costs are so expensive. I would have to save about $25 out of my budget for each seller, and that's just something that I would see my money gone. So the money that I had for my product had to go away because of everything that I had to spend on shipping costs. So if you were a follower from the very beginning, you would know that I had a minimum amount of things that came in, and for a while I was very into trying to figure out what the style was that people wanted to see, but I didn't realize that it was representing who I was. So it's not about what people wanted to see, it was about what represented who I was and my style was, and that's what people enjoyed to see the most. So make sure that when you're starting, guys, make sure that you stay true to who you are as a person and your style, and not trying to fit somebody else's style into your store, because it's not going to work. That actually happened to me in my first time buying products. I bought, club clothes, crop tops, and I tried my very hardest to model all of those products. It just wasn't who I was as a person, and it just wasn't making me feel like I was selling the product fair enough for customers, especially because I wanted to feel comfortable and honest to what I was selling. The other thing that I also wanted to point out when starting a business is obviously you don't have a lot of audience, and so audience is really important when starting an online store, because you need to let other people know that, hey, we exist, we have amazing products, here we are. Please do not send out PR packages when you do not have the money or the audience drive to send out, if that makes any sense. It's story time, so let's talk about a PR that happened to me. So I actually was DM'd by this makeup artist. We're not going to talk about her name because I do want to keep that private, but I was DM'd by a makeup artist that or a makeup artist sister that is really well known, and she DM'd us and was asking if we could send her PR, and I was thrilled, right? Knowing who her sister was, knowing who this person was, I was like, wow. They made me feel like I had such a big accomplishment, that all the posts that I had done on Instagram was actually going somewhere, until it didn't. So we started DMing back and forth, and at the time I was looking for models here in Texas, and the idea was to have this significant person model our clothes, which then came to my attention that she was gonna actually be on vacation for a while. And so I was like, you know what, let's just send her a PR package. I'm going to put the money I invested and send it out for free, right guys? Because that's what PR is. You're sending out free product to somebody to go ahead and show on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook, or wherever. And so I sent her out a PR package instead because she said she was going to be on vacation. I took the opportunity, only to find out that when she was on vacation, she didn't really take pictures of the item. And she came back, she hasn't taken a photo of the item. I did message her multiple times to ask her, hey, how's it going? How are you starting a product? Nothing. She said that she would always do it. She never did it. And so that's something that you guys need to watch out for, because that was about $16 of my personal money in my investment that I lost. So I'm not going to be able to see that. Till this day, I have not gotten any pictures. PR is all hype, guys. It's really, really hard to do PR. You're sending your money out. This is your investment. You're sending all of it out for the hopes of a couple followers. It's hard to wrap your head around that somebody is going to be receiving a free product and they might not advertise your product the way you want, or not at all, probably. And so that's something that happened to me, and I was so devastated that I lost that money and that I wasn't going to see it anymore. Unfortunately, I lost money and I had to cut the PR because it wasn't working out for us. And every business is different, so I'm not saying that this is something that you need to do for your business. Maybe it's working for you, but for me, because I'm not from Texas and I'm trying to get the audience of Texas, this just did not work for me. So I started to do a brand rep. So if you're curious about how brand rep goes, make sure that you DM us. On to the next topic, guys. While you open up a business, you're gonna reach people and friendships, and just the people that you thought that were going to be there for you, they run out of patience. And I mean patience because you're not keeping up with them, or you're not asking them how their day was. This topic that I'm going to talk about is so important because you're gonna be so busy as a business person, and you might think like, oh, it's slow, oh, I'm not getting any orders. Work your Instagram, work your post often, because you will get there. And I'm still not there to where I want to be, and I'm still constantly posting. I'm liking people's pictures, I'm commenting on pictures, bloggers, upcoming bloggers. Make sure to do that. You will see me on my phone most of the time working. I'm always working, dedicating myself to Ladyjo. There are some friendships that I've had to cut because they started getting really upset that I wasn't messaging back. They didn't understand my schedule. I also had really high expectations of my friendships, especially when I started Ladyjo. I thought that my friendships were going to mean that I had the help of some friends, like promote it. And you know what's so weird was that the people that I hadn't talked to in years were the ones posting about Ladyjo, were the ones talking and promoting and making sure that their followers knew about Ladyjo. But the closest of people did not do any of that. And you'll see that as a business owner, that you'll start knowing who your real friends are. So I did have to cut a couple friendships because of the expectations I have, and that was on my bad, because you shouldn't really have any expectations. But when you're so excited about something and you want to share, your biggest accomplishment to someone else, you would think that they would, share and support the way you do. Instead, they just kind of wait until you mark down your prices super low, and then that's when they support. And it's just, and I understand that money is tight, but you can't expect someone, or you can't have the idea like money is tight when they also tell you like, oh, I just bought like $100 shoes or $200. Like maybe your closest friend runs and you don't support them. That's kind of really hard too. These are just some of the things, like I've said, that I've had to go through as a business owner, and I want to just kind of share and publicize my story and let you guys know that it's not easy. And I know that I may picture things easy, but it's just not. That we moved on to, you know, we talked about that. Let's move on to another topic. Finances, guys. When starting my business, my husband and I actually were in the gutter. We literally had no money. We were struggling, and in hopes that Ladyjo would help us out, and that did not do its thing. Ladyjo was something that I had to invest time in, and it still had not done that for me to make more money, which my thought process was, I sell, I'll make in return, which I feel like that's everybody's thought process, but it did not work like that. So for a while, Ladyjo was more of a burden because I had to keep investing money. We did not have money to bring in product, and in the beginning, it was just really rough. So if you have $800, make sure you want to save just a little bit more, because you'll see my printer broke down in the middle of orders. I had to go and get a new one. I relied on my credit cards a lot. Guys, it was rough, and that is why I decided to switch over to plain graphic tees. Just comfortable. You guys will see a couple I'll put them around here so that you guys can see what kind of shirts we do sell, because those actually started gaining a lot more money than what I originally was selling, which was clothing, because like I said, I was picking a style for someone else and not for myself, and so it made me uncomfortable to advertise or to put the clothing on myself. So the shirts actually gave me a lot more confidence to post and to feel better. That's another thing that we decided to do, was switch from clothing to strictly graphic tees, which is the best decision I have ever made. I'm selling graphic tees at such an affordable price. Back then when I was selling clothes, it was so hard to sell because I would buy an item for like maybe $16 a piece, right? Because if you buy $16 a piece for 6 pieces, that's a lot of money. You have to make that and more back so that you can cover the fees that you're doing to put the order together. So now you gotta pay yourself as a worker, and I was not doing that. I was actually in the negatives, losing money back then. So if I had put $800 back, I did not see more. I actually lost a lot of money, and that was really hard for us, especially because financially we were just not in a good place. For a while we actually thought about leaving Ladyjo behind and giving it a break. I actually took a break from school. I took a break from just anything in general to just kind of regather my thought process and just really figure out what was going on with Ladyjo. And that's okay, guys. If you're in the situation right now, it's okay to be in that situation. You don't need a time. Everything is going to be coming with due time, because the more that you promote, the more that you show and you're confident about what's going on in your business, you will be able to show the confidence. Your customers will have confidence in the things that they're purchasing as well. Back to our financial status, we actually did not have any money to purchase couches, nothing. We dedicated ourselves to getting better, working Josephine, and we finally we're able to purchase a sofa, and that's just so that Josephine can sit down and kind of be interacting with, herself and us in the living room, being a family, because we didn't have that. And so now that it's good to have that. So like I said, guys, there are a lot of things that we as a family went through when opening Ladyjo, and I'm super grateful that all of you guys have stuck around, especially since that I opened the graphic tees. You guys have been amazing. You guys have been so good. So thank you for that. Also, make sure that you know what you want to do. If you want to DM me and ask me a couple questions, maybe I didn't pick a couple topics to talk about, but that's because they're super real and honest. Also guys, if you are in the makeup industry, if you are a fashion blogger, if you're upcoming, if you're just wanting to promote yourself to get more followers, to be somewhere that you want to be, make sure to support us and to tag us in your pictures, because I tag the business. I tag your business, yourself, the product, and I let everyone know about who you are. That's also really important, is to get yourself out there, get out of your comfort zone. I'm so grateful for all of you who grow Ladyjo. I'm so excited. Having a giveaway going on right now, so make sure to go ahead and do all the things that we're asking on the giveaway. There's only about like 4 things that you need to do. Make sure to keep up with us, follow us on Twitter, on Instagram, follow my personal Instagram to keep up with everything that's going on. And until next time guys, bye.